They said he was dangerous, a criminal, someone you should stay away from. His name was Zaid, and for most of his life, he had known only one thing: survival. He grew up in the wrong places, around the wrong people, making the wrong choices. Stealing wasn't a decision. It was a habit, a way to live, and over time, he stopped feeling anything. No guilt, no regret, no fear, until one night, everything changed. Zaid broke into a small house, not a mansion, not a rich place, just a quiet, simple home. He moved carefully through the darkness, looking for anything valuable: money, jewelry, anything he could take. But then, a light turned on. He froze. An old woman stood in the doorway, watching him, calm, not screaming, not afraid, just watching. Zaid grabbed a knife, his voice rough. "Don't move." But the woman didn't panic. She didn't run. She didn't call for help. Instead, she said something unexpected. "You look hungry." Zaid blinked, confused. "What?" She walked slowly toward the kitchen. "I was just making tea," she said softly. "Sit down. I'll bring you some food." Zaid didn't understand. This wasn't fear. This wasn't normal. "I said, don't move," he shouted, but his voice didn't sound strong anymore. The woman turned back, smiled gently. "You're not here to hurt me," she said. "You're here because life hasn't been kind to you." Those words hit harder than anything. For the first time in years, Zaid didn't feel like a criminal. He felt seen, slowly. His hand began to shake. The knife felt heavier. The woman placed a plate of food on the table, warm, simple, real. "Sit," she said again, and something inside him broke. Zaid sat down, silently, like a child who didn't know what to do. He ate, slowly at first, then faster, like he hadn't eaten in days. The woman watched quietly. No questions, no judgment, just presence. After a while, she spoke again. "What's your name?" Zaid hesitated, then answered softly, "Zaid." She nodded. "I'm Fatima." Silence filled the room, but it wasn't heavy. It was peaceful. Before leaving, Zaid stood up, looked around. Everything was still there, untouched. He turned to her. "Why didn't you stop me?" he asked. She smiled. "Because you didn't need stopping. You needed kindness." Zaid couldn't speak. That night, he walked away with nothing, but for the first time in his life, he felt something. Guilt, not for being caught, but for who he had become. Days passed, but he couldn't forget her words. "You're not here to hurt me. You're here because life hasn't been kind to you." Those words followed him, changed him. Weeks later, Zaid made a decision. He returned to the house, not to steal, but to knock. The door opened. Fatima smiled again, like she knew he would come back. "I want to change," Zaid said, his voice shaking. "But I don't know how." She stepped aside, then start by coming inside. That was his beginning. Months later, Zaid found honest work, small job, simple life, but every evening, he visited Fatima, helping her, learning from her, becoming someone new. Years later, Zaid stood in front of a group of young people, telling his story, not about crime, not about fear, but about one moment, one act, one person who didn't see him as a criminal, but as a human. And his final words were simple. Sometimes, it's not punishment that changes a person. It's kindness. Soft music fades out. Final message overlay. Kindness can reach places that punishment never will.